All-American Louis Oliver heads a defense that led the conference last year. But at quarterback, the Gators face a question they hope to answer today against the Montana State Bobcats, coming off a disappointing 1-10 season. From Florida Field on the campus of the University of Florida in Gainesville, Sports Channel Florida presents University of Florida football. Today, the Bobcats of Montana State take on the Gators of the University of Florida. Florida football is brought to you by Dairy Farmers Incorporated, producers of real Florida fresh milk. By First Union Bank, new banking power for you. And by Scotty's, serving Florida with more than 150 convenient locations. You've got to get to Scotty's now. Hi, everybody. I'm Pete Van Weren, along with Jim Yarborough. Happy to be bringing you Florida Gator football. And Sports Channel Florida would like to welcome our network affiliates in New York, Chicago, and New England, along with all of you watching in Gainesville, Jacksonville, Pensacola, and Tallahassee, Florida. And we hope you enjoy this season of Gator football on Sports Channel Florida. Jim Yarborough, a brand new season. Usually the season opener is a time when a few question marks remain for a ball club. And for the University of Florida, the big question going into the season opener is quarterback. Quite a competitive situation there.
That's true, Pete. I think every Saturday there's a question to be answered as far as the fans and the coaches are concerned. But at the University of Florida, it's a special situation because Kerwin Bell is no longer here, and he was such a superstar for the Gators for 4 years. We got two young men that'll probably see a lot of action today. Kyle Morris, a redshirt freshman from Mississippi, who the coaching staff has a lot of confidence in. This young man, they're expecting some great things from, and he'll get a chance to prove what he can do this afternoon. Herbert Perry, who grew up in Mayo, the same town Kerwin Bell is from, is running second team at this time, but I don't think the coaches have really decided who's won that job yet.
On the other hand, there are some sure things back in the Gators this year, including some All-America hopefuls, especially Louis Oliver on defense.
Oh, Louis Oliver is a millionaire waiting to happen. I mean, he could walk out and start in half the NFL teams right now. He's just a fantastic player. You know, the Gator defense has been very strong the last 3 or 4 years, and their down linemen are seniors. They've got a lot of leadership up front, and with an anchor back there like Louis Oliver, they should have a tremendous season. Also, a new defensive coordinator, Gary Darnell, comes from Wake Forest. He's got a strong reputation as a defensive coach, so I think the defense will be a strong point for the Gators this year.
The Montana State Ball Club coming off a very disappointing year, 1-10, and when you talk to any of the Montana State people, all they seem to want to talk about is the weather. This is a very different climate from what these kids are used to playing in.
Well, you and I are from the South, and we're boiling right now, and so I can't imagine what these kids must be experiencing from Montana. I know when I was playing with the Lions and we used to come to Florida to play, the guys would literally refuse to come out of the locker room almost because of the incredible humidity. So these kids are up against some great odds today, and especially the weather is going to be a factor for them as well.
Well, this place looks great. Brand new turf here at Florida Field, and we're looking forward to bringing you the season opener between the Gators and the Bobcats of Montana State. We'll be right back.
Thank you, everybody. That's it for today.
After a long day of eating hot lead, there's nothing better than drinking a cold Miller Lite. Light sure tastes great, and it really is less filling.
Shoot, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Hey, Joe, give me another. That didn't fill me up at all.
Whatever happened to real food? You know the kind that just tastes real good.
After working up an appetite during the game, real Gators want real food. London broil, strip steak, sirloin, or ribeye. Beef belongs on every Gators training table because beef is real food for real Gators.
I got a taste for some real food.
The Florida Beef Council is a proud sponsor of the 1988 Gator football season.
Sports Channel Florida is your ticket to the most University of Florida events. During the year, you'll see all the action of Gator football, basketball, and baseball. Plus, Sports Channel will bring you the best of Gator swimming, tennis, and gymnastics, coverage you can't see anywhere else. You won't want to miss any of the exciting Gator action on Sports Channel Florida. Standard equipment for the Florida sports fan.
We're all set for the opening kickoff. The Bobcats of Montana State winning the toss. Francis gets his foot into the ball, and we are underway for 1988. Almost a mix-up on the return. That's Tony Moore. Up across the 20-yard line, all the way out to the 25 before he's brought down. So Montana State, coached by Earl Solomonson, will have the first possession. Brett Ellis making the stop on that kickoff return. Sean Shahan is the starting quarterback. Mark Reinhardt a name to watch. Joel Grace, the tight end, also very highly thought of on offense. There's a look at the offensive line for Montana State. Coming off a 1-10 year, Jim, this is going to be a tough assignment for these kids.
That's the first meeting ever between Montana State and the University of Florida. Big Sky Conference against the Southeastern Conference.
This team once won a Division I AA championship. As you look at the Gator defense, Tony McCoy starting in place of Rondi Weston, who's out with minor injuries. There you see the linebacking core and a secondary that's rated very, very strong. Second down, 7 yards to go on the 28-yard line. Sean Shahan is the quarterback. Shahan running the option, gets out to about the 29-yard line. Trace Armstrong, who should be a big impact player this very first year, Jim.
That's a very interesting story. Trace Armstrong, coming from Arizona State, has immediate eligibility here at the University of Florida, and they're looking forward to his leadership here in Gainesville. He's a tremendous player. It's almost like a pro team getting a #1 draft choice coming in.
It is third down, about 6 yards to go for the first down. The ball on the Montana State 29. Shahan going to throw for the first time, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver, split end Jared Watson, a sophomore out of Sydney, Montana. So on the first possession, Montana State didn't accomplish much. They'll have to turn it over to the Gators.
Pete, whenever you go on the road, you hope that your offense can at least get a first down or two so the kids can settle down. That's a tough situation for Montana State to get shut out on their first offensive opportunity.
John Tatro back to kick for Montana State. At the 35-yard line, taken by Stacy Simmons. And he'll get to about the 42 before he's brought down. Pretty good field position for the Gators to start their first possession.
Joe Long from the Bobcats making the tackle on the punt.
The Gators encouraging this crowd of over 70,000 to make some noise. Kyle Morris getting the start. All-American Emmett Smith back, of course, for his second year. A much improved receiver core this year. And the interior keyed by David Williams, another All-America candidate on this Gators team. Kyle Morris, red shirt out of Clinton, Mississippi. Back to throw on first down. Off to Emmett Smith. Smith up across the 45, and he gets to midfield before he's brought down. Anthony Curley in on the tackle. You look at the Bobcats defensively. New linebackers. They're a little bit concerned about the experience some of these kids have. Anthony Curley, a junior college transfer from Cisco, Texas, very highly thought of by Earl Solomonson.
Last year, the Bobcats really had some problems on defense, giving up about 400 yards per ball game. They want to improve on that stat this year.
Second down and 2. Emmett Smith, another big gain down to the 39-yard line, just across the 40 when he's forced out of bounds. Down on the field helping us out this afternoon, Larry Vittel. Larry?
Well, Pete, you know, coming into this game, the folks from Montana talk just as much about the weather and the humidity as they did about the game. You guys keep an eye on the game. I'll keep an eye on how the weather is affecting our friends from the Northwest.
They estimated that the temperature down on the field somewhere around the 100 to 105 degree mark. It's an 89-degree afternoon. There you see the phenomenal freshman numbers for Emmett Smith of a year ago. First down for the Gators. Emmett Smith again, this time not much running room. He's brought down at the 39-yard line. John Wanego, nose guard out of Great Falls, Montana, making the stop.
Lynn Amity joins the University of Florida this year from Texas A&M as the offensive coordinator. For 3 consecutive years, he ran the offense at Texas A&M, and they won the Southwestern Conference all 3 years. So it's going to be interesting to see what his philosophy is this year as he runs the Gator offense.
It is 2nd down and 9. 3 wide receivers in there now as Tony Lomack is checked in for Mark McGriff. The pitch is to Emmitt Smith. Smith is trapped back there, and he's brought down for a loss back at the 46-yard line. Bob Kimball, strong safety, came up to make the stop. He's a senior out of Chester, Montana.
Safety has a lot of responsibilities out there. One is to come up and force the runner inside. He'll do a tremendous job right here. Kimball limits Emmitt Smith's opportunity on the outside as Kyle Morris runs the option, pitching the ball to Smith, and there's Bob Kimball on the outside, making Emmitt turn in, and actually makes the tackle himself as well. Nice play by Kimball.
So now it's 3rd down and 14. The ball just inside the Montana State 44. Back to throw. And it is picked off. Steve Perkins, sophomore out of Arvada, Colorado, intercepting the Kyle Morris pass, and the turnover gives the ball back to Montana State.
Well, that'll do a lot for their confidence. This afternoon, the Bobcats, unfortunately, are on a 14-game road losing streak, and they want to turn things around this afternoon. Morris gets off to a bit of a shaky start, throwing an interception early in the first series that the Gators have this afternoon on offense.
Sean Shahan in again at quarterback. We say that because Earl Solomonson plans to rotate his quarterbacks on this warm afternoon, and the pass is complete. A nice catch by the tight end, Joel Grace. Gets it out to the 40-yard line. Pat Moore making the stop for the Gators. Grace out of Buffalo, Wyoming, 6'3", 224-pound senior.
He had a big year last year for Montana State. As we see, 29 catches, 414 yards. As a junior last season, made an excellent move right there after he caught the football.
Bobcats have their first down of the afternoon on their own 38-yard line. Shahan still has it, lost his footing as he got to the 40-yard line, picked up maybe a yard. Shahan, a senior out of Billings, Montana. He was supposed to be the starting quarterback last year, but he was out all year with an ailing shoulder.
Yes, I believe even though he's a senior, he's only started 5 games in his career with the Bobcats.
It'll be 2nd down, about 9 yards to go for the first down. Shahan looking to throw, firing long downfield. The pass incomplete. The intended receiver, Pat Bergman. Back in the coverage, Tony Jones for the Gators. That'll make it 3rd and 9. Earl Solomonson has a great reputation for building winning programs. This is only his 2nd year at Montana State, and he certainly has a rebuilding job to do after the 1-10 year they experienced last year, giving up over 41 points a game.
Yes, he won national championships at North Dakota State in '85 and '86.
3rd and 9. Shahan with a deep drop and then hands it off. But Jeff Roth, the middle guard in that Gator defense, there to make the stop. And Montana State will have to kick it one more time.
5th-year senior Jeff Roth from Seminole, Florida, gives a lot of leadership to that defense and has excellent quickness as a down defensive lineman.
Tatro back to kick for the 2nd time. Bobbles the snap. Now he's going to have to run away from a horde of orange shirts. And the first big break for the Gators as they will take over on the 24-yard line.
Never had a chance. Excuse me, Pete. Never had a chance on that one. Looked like a shortstop out there, fielding the ball. By the time he got his head up, there were Gators all over him. Terrible field position now for Montana State. The Gators have an excellent opportunity to move in and score.
9.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Kyle Morris hands it off to the fullback Cedric Smith, and he's stopped by John Wanego after a gain of a couple of yards.
John Wanego, the nose guard, fighting off the blocks, hitting big Cedric Smith almost in the backfield. Looks like he got around the center quite easily on that play. Excellent play.
There's Wanego, the senior out of Great Falls, Montana. Second down and 9. Morris back to throw, has plenty of time. And the pass is caught by Cedric Smith, who gets inside the 15-yard line. Anthony Curley making the stop.
A little bit of a draw action here. Cedric Smith is going to sneak out of the backfield. Kyle Morris did an excellent job of looking downfield, looking away from Cedric Smith. Cedric slipped out to the right, caught the pass in the flat, and moved down for a first down.
First down just inside the 13-yard line. Stacy Simmons comes out wide left. Emmitt Smith gets across the 10-yard line down to about the 8 before he's tripped up. Anthony Curley in on that tackle. Down to Larry Vittel on the field now. Is going to update us on the weather conditions down there.
Well, you know, Pete, there's a rule in the NFL. Anything on one sideline has to be on the other. Not so in college for these air conditioning babies for the Florida Gators. There aren't any on the west side, on the other side of the field.
Too far to fly those things from Montana. No coolers over there. Second down and 5. Emmitt Smith getting inside the 5-yard line before he's piled up. Kevin Kerwin, the free safety, number 46, making the stop. It'll be close to a first down. We plan to see a lot of players on both sides today. Galen Hall, of course, will be able to look at a lot of different people. And Montana State, because of their inexperience playing in heat and humidity, will be shuffling people in and out of there throughout the afternoon. Third and about a half a yard to go. The ball just outside the 3-yard line. Cedric Smith trying to bull his way in, and he made it. Touchdown, Florida.
Big Cedric Smith, who is an excellent fullback. The Gators look to him to have an excellent year this year, not only blocking for Emmitt Smith, but to get in that end zone himself once in a while. And the line powered the way right there, and Cedric gets the touchdown.
Now the extra point attempt will come from John David Francis. And his first effort is good. 7:13 remaining in the first quarter, and the Florida Gators have taken a 7-0 lead over Montana State.
All the years that I've been with you, that Bentley's...
Talk about the environment from David Flagg, Democratic candidate for the Florida House of Representatives.
I was born and raised here in Gainesville. Now I'm raising my family here as well. Throughout my travels in this country, I've never found a better place to call home. Nothing compares to Alachua County's rivers, springs, and lakes, or a quiet walk in the woods. I need your vote to help keep it that way.
Elect David Flagg, lifelong resident, committed to our quality of life.
No. Are we all even, too, and everything? Yeah. I mean...
Okay, so the camera's rolling. Okay, right. All right. Okay, here we are. So remember... Okay, now everybody smile, get loose. Okay, all right, now, okay. Doesn't it really irritate you when people put their family in a television commercial? Well, here they are. Remember that camera there. So remember, as long as the others follow, Roderick's leads the way.
Pete Van Weer and Jim Yarborough from Florida Field. 7:13 remaining first quarter. The Gators have taken a 7-0 lead. Francis ready to kick it off again to Montana State. The deep man for them, Anthony Curley. And the kick is going to be fielded by Curley right at the goal line. He's in trouble, but he runs down the sideline to get out of it across the 20 all the way up to the 23-yard line. The ball is loose, and I think Florida got it. They did. Gators recover the Curley fumble.
Now, at first you think he might make a mistake here, catching the ball so closely to the sidelines, but actually makes an excellent run back. And Curley's going to get hit by none other than John David Francis, but look at that big hit. My gosh, who was that? The ball popped out. The Gators recover another big turnover. But it was a big hit there by the specialty teams, a turnover putting the Bobcats backs against the wall.
More great field position after the turnover. And Kyle Morris goes back to work. First down, back to throw. Looking downfield, the ball was tipped. The intended receiver, Willie Snead. John Skelton, number 55, tipped it. We'd like to invite you to join Sports Channel Florida during the year for all the exciting action of Gator basketball, baseball, and the Florida Relays, just to mention a few of the Florida Gators events right here on Sports Channel. Standard equipment for the Florida sports fan. 6:54 to go.
John Skelton, the linebacker, did a nice job there, dropping back in his zone, got his arms up, tipped the ball away. Nice play.
It is 2nd down and 10. Looking for some running room and not finding very much. Wayne Williams. Kevin Wolf making the tackle.
Wayne Williams has had some excellent ball games here at the University of Florida during his career. He's a senior this season, obviously backing up Emmitt Smith. He's not going to be on the field that much. So when he gets a chance, he wants to make the most of it. But the young man's had a great career here at the University of Florida when he's had the chance to get in there and play.
A gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Big Willie McGrady in also at fullback, number 38. He's an ex-nose guard. Would you believe that?
By looking at the size of him, yes.
He's huge.
3rd and 9. Morris with all kinds of time, firing downfield. The pass is complete to Ernie Mills. And Mills gets inside the 10-yard line. First down for the Gators. John Skelton making the stop for the Bobcats.
You know, Pete, the Gator wide receivers have tremendous speed. Stacy Simmons and Ernie Mills are the fastest guys on the team. Whenever you have a drop back pass and the quarterback gets that extra time, those guys with the great speed are eventually going to get open. And there he comes dragging across the field. Morris hits him, and the Gators have a first down just inside the 10.
First and goal. 5:40 remaining, first quarter. Florida on top 7-0, and they're knocking on the door again. Williams tripped up as he got back to the line of scrimmage. John Wanego, who has been in on most of the stops for Montana State, making the initial hit there.
Bob Kimball, also the strong safety, doing a nice job. Coming up in support, helping out Wanego on the tackle.
And when Bob Kimball takes a breather on the sideline, his replacement is his brother, Scott Kimball. They're both out of Chester, Montana. 2nd down and goal.
You know the parents are proud of those two boys.
Montana State, by the way, has about 100 people who made the trip all the way from Bozeman, Montana to watch this game. Timeout's going to be called here by the Gators as Kyle Morris comes over to the sideline. So with 4:59 remaining in the first quarter, there's a timeout on the field. Florida leads it 7-0.
They're really tough. I've never seen them look so strong. This can mean only one thing.
Trouble for us?
Trouble? No. It means the Ford dealers here in Florida and South Georgia will be selling more cars and trucks than ever. Just look at that new Ford Ranger. No wonder it's the best-selling compact pickup in the country. And Ford Taurus is America's best-selling car.
But, Coach, the scouting report.
I'm scouting out the new Fords, and you should be, too. See your Florida and South Georgia Ford dealer today.
Great teams aren't born. Heck, they're built, player by player. Introducing new Citrus Cooler Gatorade. It speeds in fluids and minerals. Supplies energy to working muscles. With a cool citrus taste all its own. If you're going to be part of this lineup, lemon lime, orange, fruit punch, lemonade, citrus cooler, you'd better bring something to the party. New Citrus Cooler Gatorade.
2nd down and goal, 9-yard line. 4:59 remaining, first quarter from Florida Field. The pitch is to Emmitt Smith, and Emmitt Smith gets down to about the 6-yard line before he's brought down. Matt Mickelwright, defensive end out of West Yellowstone, Montana, number 85, making the stop.
Montana State really playing tough on defense. They just had terrible field position. They've had their backs to the wall in the last 2 series because of turnovers. Won the block punt, and they're the fumble on the kickoff return. The defense is playing tough, though. You got to admire those kids out there.
3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Of course, the defense, the part of this club that must improve for Montana State to have any kind of a season. Third and goal. Morris back to throw. He's got time. The pass, though, is incomplete. Kevin Kerwin there on the coverage.
Tony Lomack had a shot at that pass, but Cal Morris just threw him a bullet. That's a little bit of immaturity there in your young quarterback. He had Tony Lomack wide open, but he just powered the football in there a little too hard, and Lomack had no chance to catch that one.
So now it's 4th down and a field goal situation. John David Francis, who converted the extra point, getting the opportunity to be the full-time place kicker for the Gators this year. This will be a 23-yard attempt, and it's no good. Wide left.
That was only the second field goal in his career that he's tried. The first one he tried in '86 was blocked. He gets a chance there and hooks it to the left.
Interesting new wrinkle on the rules this year, which we should discuss while we have a moment here. On a point after attempt, that's no longer a dead ball if it's blocked.
Yeah, they tried to create a little extra excitement in the college game. If the defense can return a blocked extra point, they can get 2 points themselves if in fact they carry the ball to the opponent's end zone. You got to pick it up, advance it to the opponent's end zone, and you get 2 points.
Montana State first down on their own 20-yard line. A little over 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter, with the Gators leading at 7-0. And this is something that Montana State's going to have a difficult time all afternoon, is going to be running the ball against this Florida defense. Tony McCoy making the stop that time.
Tony McCoy starting this afternoon instead of senior Rondi Weston, who evidently has some injury problems. Tony McCoy, an excellent athlete.
It'll be 2nd down and about 7 yards to go for the first down. Mark Reinhardt in that backfield now. And again, very little running room. Joey Nicoletto, number 49, making the stop for Florida.
Nicoletto from Tampa Chamberlain High School.
You see Montana State shuffling players in and out on virtually every play. Grant Spokely has just checked back into the lineup at fullback, replacing Bob Wilkinson. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Well, they feature that option attack. This time they'll possibly drop straight back. Yes, that's what he's going to do.
Shahan looks downfield, but unable to complete the pass. Joey Nicoletto there on the coverage.
2 good plays in succession by Joey Nicoletto right there on the pass coverage.
So a punt situation. Tatro checking back into the lineup for Montana State. Stacy Simmons drops back deep for the Gators.
10 men up front, Pete. Looks like they're threatening to go for it again. Yes, they are.
The Gators going after it. Simmons to about the 37-yard line, looking for some running room, finds some up to midfield, and finally brought down as he tried to cut back along the 49-yard line. And that's where the Gators will put it in play with 2:39 remaining. And we'll be back after a word from our sponsors and this great moment in Gator football, brought to you by Sports Channel Florida.
TV20 and Burger King urge you to watch out for drunk drivers when you're on the road. If you spot a car turning with an exaggerated wide radius, there's a 65% chance that the driver is impaired. RID means report impaired drivers. When you think you've spotted a drunk driver, get a description of the vehicle, the license number, the location, and the direction the vehicle is traveling, and call 911. It's your job to report impaired drivers.
Do you know where that water has been? The chemicals, minerals, additives, and who knows what your tap water contains? If you did, it might be hard to swallow. That's why Rainsoft's home water treatment system purifies water right at the tap, so you can drink healthfully ever after.
For a free water test, call Walt Fountain today. We remove hardness, iron, sulfur, chlorine, and any contamination, and Rainsoft has a lifetime guarantee.
including special features and player interviews. Sox 88 Weekly, coming your way each Wednesday night, right here on Sports Channel Florida, standard equipment for the Florida sports fan.
It's 7-0 Florida. They have the ball on their own 49-yard line. The hole's beginning to open up now for the Gators. That carry all the way down to the 46-yard line. Last man up off the bottom of that pile, Bob Kimball, that strong safety again. He and Matt Nickelwright making the stop.
Emmett Smith back in at tailback. Wayne Williams had a chance to play on the last possession. Now Emmett's back in there at the tailback position. And what a season he had last year.
Gain of about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5. The ball just outside the Montana State 45. Emmitt Smith again. Great reaction by Smith. He gets inside the 30-yard line before stepping out of bounds. Chased by Kevin Kerwin. Didn't see the hole the first time. Made a very quick adjustment here, Jim.
Looks like they have him. This is the difference between Emmitt Smith and a lot of other running backs. Look at that. They almost had him. He gives him the leg, then he takes it away, loops outside down the sideline, picks up an additional at least 20 yards just because of his own natural ability.
It's a 1st down inside the 30-yard line.
He was going forward, stopped, went backwards, then went right down the sideline. What an athlete.
A minute 52 remaining in the first quarter. Florida trying to add to a 7-0 lead. Morris back to throw. He's had all kinds of time back there, but the pass incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Mark McGriff.
Bit of confusion there. Wayne Williams, the tailback, was almost in the same area as McGriff was, and I'm not sure if Morris was trying to hit McGriff or not, but he certainly overthrew both of them.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. It has been some battle for this starting quarterback job, and it's not decided yet. Kyle Morris starting today, but Herbert Perry and Kyle Morris just about even for much of the preseason. Williams gets inside the 25 down to about the 24-yard line. Tackle made by John Skelton.
Charlie Wright, the big offensive guard from San Juan Capistrano, California, did an excellent job there pulling, making the block.
There you see the numbers on Wayne Williams. Not bad numbers when you consider who he's playing behind.
And as I mentioned before, he had a good year in '86 as well when he had a chance to play more at the tailback position. Emmitt Smith was a senior in high school in '86.
It'll be 3rd down and 5. Morris back to throw. Up the middle, the intended receiver, Wayne Williams, but he couldn't hang on to it. Back in the coverage, Kevin Kerwin.
Really fine job by Kevin Kerwin right there on the pass, knocking the ball away at the last instant.
Tell you what, Jim, so far this Montana State defense doing all right.
And they're on the field a lot, too. You know they're getting tired because they're on the field 7 and 8 plays in succession. Their offense is just out there 3 plays and playing the ball.
This will be a 41-yard attempt for John David Francis. And this one is good. So the 41-yarder by John David Francis has extended Florida's lead over Montana State to 10-0 with 56 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Pete, you ever been to Montana?
Never have.
I haven't either. I've often looked forward to the chance maybe getting out of that big sky country. I imagine it's very cold in the wintertime.
And low humidity, they tell me, only about 18% on the average. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors in this great moment in Gator football, brought to you by Sports Channel Florida. In 1986, the Gators trailed powerful Auburn by 17 points in the fourth quarter. A furious comeback left the Gators needing a crucial 2-point conversion for victory.
Rolling. Bell's got the time. He's under pressure. Bell's he's going to make the two. Bell makes the 2. 18-17. Oh, my.
for the excitement of 41 games you can't see anywhere else. Follow the Heat on Sports Channel as they take on the NBA's brightest stars like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson. Don't get left out in the cold. It's Miami Heat basketball coming this fall on Sports Channel Florida. Standard equipment for the Florida sports fan.
Ready for the kickoff. It is 10-0 Gators. 56 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. John David Francis ready to kick it off. Reinhardt is back deep for Montana State. And a little mix-up there between Reinhardt and Bob Wilkinson, who was also back. That was I got it, you take it. It'll come out to the 20.
Alphonse and Gaston, was that the act?
That was the one.
Can't afford to have that ball bouncing around loosely in the end zone. Obviously, if the kicking team recovers, they get 6 points. But the ball did go out of the end zone. Montana State has it on their 20. Rondy Weston is in the ball game right now. They were expecting Rondy to start this afternoon, but
he's had a little bit of problems with his knee and a hamstring pull that's slowed him up a little bit, but he's in there now. Shahan back to throw on first down. He's under some pressure, gets rid of the ball, and another fine catch by Joel Grace, the big tight end out of Buffalo, Wyoming. Back in the coverage, Bill Lang. That's two good catches for Grace on the afternoon.
Joel Grace, an impressive-looking athlete out of the tight end position. He's got size and speed and obviously excellent hands. Shahan does a nice job of delivering the football amongst 4 or 5 Gators, and Grace comes up with a catch.
Just shy of the first down. It'll be second down, about a half a yard to go for the first down. The ball just shy of the 30. Only 15 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. Shahan keeping it and gets across the 40-yard line. He's got plenty for the first down and then some up to the 41.
Well, that was an unusual play on which to get your first down, but I'm sure they'll take it. The ball bouncing back, giving Shahan a good bounce. He caught his own fumble, advanced the ball down the field outside the 40-yard line.
They may not have time to get another playoff here before the quarter comes to an end, and there is the end of quarter number 1. Montana State with the ball. Second quarter will be getting underway here soon. There's your score, 10-0 Florida after 1.
Feel like Murphy's Law is an autobiography? Your autobiography? Like when you're in a rush and your hot water heater just isn't getting the job done. Well, Gainesville Gas can help with clean, efficient, fast heating, and economical natural gas. Plus, we'll give you up to $450 cash back when you convert your oil or electric heat and hot water heater. Call 372-6391 to see if you qualify and join the Energy Conservation Team today.
Edward Hanlon, there you are! Meet Ned Hanlon, a daring young upstart whose luck with the ladies and the law is legendary. He's a man whose passion for rowing and competition is about to change his life forever and make him a national hero. Moonstruck's Nicolas Cage stars as the lovable rogue who rode his way into the history books as the Boy in Blue.
Sunday afternoon at 4 on TV 20.
You see the trivia question right there, and I'm going to let my partner answer it.
I thought it was Lomas Brown. Lomas got my old number, plays my old position, but he got a different contract when he went to Detroit.
A few more shekels in that one, were there?
I think so, just a tad.
Second quarter just getting underway. It's 10-0 Florida from Florida Field. Season opener for both schools. First down for Montana State. Shahan, who's gone all the way at quarterback so far. That's a little bit against what we were told. Rondy Weston making the stop there.
Yes, that's true. I guess you would assume their quarterback position is kind of wide open as well, since Shahan didn't play last year, and they really weren't sure possibly what his contribution would be this afternoon. But the offense has obtained that first down, and we've got a chance to make another one.
Gain of about a yard on that last carry. It's second down. About 9 yards to go for the first down. Shahan looking for yardage of his own, gets out to about the 45-yard line. The broadcast rights to this game have been granted to Sports Channel by the University of Florida solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without consent of Sports Channel Florida is prohibited. We've got our first penalty marker of the day. This one's going to go against the Gators. I think it's a face mask.
Unintentional. That's a 5-yard penalty.
That is the call, moving the ball just about to midfield. Or it'll be second down and a long 2.
Here's a look
at it. Huey Richardson, possibly no. It's Rondi Weston coming from the other side, temporarily grabbed that face mask.
So it's second and 2 now. Long count by Shahan, and he didn't have a chance. Jeff Roth was all over him.
Roth at the nose guard position does an excellent job of penetrating the gap. Just did a super job. Sean Bohannon, the offensive center, just got beat at the punch right there. Roth penetrated the gap.
Interesting looking at that play. He didn't know whether Shahan still had the ball or whether he'd given it to Bob Wilkinson, so Jeff tackled them both.
When you're that big and strong, you can get away with that type of thing.
Third down and 4. Quarter number 2 just underway. The Gators leading at 10-0. Shahan running the option. Didn't get very far that time. Rondi Weston in on the tackle again.
Good pursuit by the Gators on the inside as Shahan turned up. He was hit by the pursuit, did not make the first down. They're forced to punt.
This will be the third time that Tatro has come into the game to punt. Back deep for Florida. Tony Lomack and Stacy Simmons. There's Lomack. Simmons also is back. And a timeout's going to be taken here by Montana State.
I think they feel they were a little short of personnel on the field. Didn't want to get the punt blocked, so they called the timeout.
So the Bobcats calling a timeout with 12:47 remaining in quarter number 2 with our score, Florida 10, Montana State nothing.
These vinyl granules are the start of an extraordinary Armstrong process that results in a floor unlike any other. Designer Solarium. Its color isn't just printed on. That's for ordinary floors. This is the depth, richness, and lasting beauty of Designer Solarium. The only no-wax floor with a uniquely crafted look of inlaid color.
I always knew it was something special.
Armstrong, so nice to come home to.
Albert the Alligator here to tell you about balancing your diet. I like snacking on Seminoles and occasionally enjoy a bite of Bulldog, but neither are very nutritious, and that's why I drink milk. Milk is essential. It gives you calcium for strong bones and dazzling teeth like mine, and protein for strong muscles. So next time you're looking for a rejuvenating beverage, look no further. Take Albert's advice and drink milk.
Dairy Farmers Incorporated, producers of real Florida fresh milk.
A punt situation for Montana State. John Tatro is checked back in to do the kicking. Simmons and Lomack deep for the Gators. Taken by Stacy Simmons at the 15-yard line. Be sure to join Sports Channel Florida for the next Gator football telecast next Saturday, September 10th, 11:30 p.m. The Gators travel to Jackson, Mississippi to face the Rebels of Ole Miss. Sports Channel Florida's standard equipment for the Florida sports fan. Pete Van Weer and Jim Yarborough with you from Florida Field. Second quarter just underway. And Kyle Morris has gone all the way so far in this first half at quarterback. How about his performance so far, Jim?
Well, a little uncertain occasionally on some of the passing opportunities. I guess the jury's still out at this point.
Emmett Smith, and he's not going to get very far this time. Kevin Wolf, number 91 from Milwaukee, Oregon, breaking through to make the initial contact. Smith got away almost that time, but not quite.
I tell you what, Montana State is doing an excellent job at the line of scrimmage right now. They're playing the Gators very toughly at the line of scrimmage. Kevin Wolf does an excellent job pinning Emmitt Smith back for a loss. Montana State very impressive to this point. Division I AA school coming in here with 14-game road losing streak, 1-10 last year, but they're playing excellent football this afternoon.
An 8-yard loss on that last play, so it's 2nd down and 18. The Gators backed up to their own 5-yard line. Morris back to throw. Again, he's got time. The pass is complete to Kirk Kirkpatrick, but it only gets him out to about the 11-yard line.
I think the Gator coaching staff is looking to Kirk Kirkpatrick, number 88 from Brandon, Florida, to give them some speed at the tight end position. He has good hands. He's going to get a chance to play tight end a lot this season, and they're looking forward to him adding something to the passing game.
It'll be 3rd down and about 14. Lomack goes out wide to the left, Simmons wide to the right. And we've got a whistle.
Delay of game.
Too much time taken.
Let's go to Larry Vitale on the sideline. Larry?
Well, Jim, you know, ever since Coach Galen Hall decided that his starting quarterback would be Kyle Morris, he has gone out of his way to let everyone know that Herbert Perry would indeed play. Well, we've seen Herbert loosening up, and as Kyle struggles to get the Gator offense going, it wouldn't be surprised to see Herbert Perry out there pretty soon, see if he can get something on track, because Florida's really struggled against this fired-up Bobcat defense.
3rd down and 18. Morris firing long downfield for Stacy Simmons. He's got him, and he's gone for the touchdown. 93 yards.
That'll be in the record books.
Nice timing, huh?
Stay with me better than that,
The Gators with the big play, Jim.
Stacy Simmons, the fastest Gator on the field. Kyle Morris hitting him at full stride. What was it, 93 yards we're calling it? That'll be in the record books.
Did I light a fire under Morris?
John David Francis is going to attempt the extra point, trying to make it 17-0. The kick is good, and there's the new hero. We'll take another look at that exploding Stacy Simmons touchdown right after this commercial break.
This was the scene last January.
These models take care of their skin. It's their business, and it's my business too. I'm Eileen Ford. My model agency represents the most beautiful women in the world. Dermatologists have told them that too much sun can cause premature wrinkles and even skin cancer, so they always wear a sunscreen and cover up. Because today's style is a healthy glow, not sun-baked skin. Sun protection is the secret to beautiful and healthy skin.
Drive a little and save a lot at White Ford in Chiefland and Cross City. Right now, our entire selection of 88 Fords and Mercurys are at closed-out prices. Check out the unparalleled quality of Festiva L. Dollar for dollar, your best economy car value. Now only $59.90. Or take advantage of special White Ford discounts and Ford rebates on our great selection of Ranger S. For a limited time, only $69.90. Great selection, great savings, and all 88s at closed-out prices at White Ford Mercury in Chiefland and Cross City.
Here's another look, Jim, at the play that maybe has woken up the Gators offensively.
Kyle Morris standing on about the 1 or 2 yard line, and Stacy Simmons just blasting by Lance Sullivan, number 23, and Rob Pulio, the safety, and he is gone. Again, the fastest man on the field for the University of Florida, Stacy Simmons, just runs right by the secondary, and just a beautiful pass by Morris. Morris in his end zone, steps up to the 1, 2 yard line and lets it fly. Let's see where that ball comes down.
All of a sudden on that one play, Jim, yards passing for Kyle Morris go to 121. He had not been doing much in the early going in this ball game. As Larry just mentioned, down on the field, there was a chance that he was in for perhaps his last series for a while, but that certainly might change things around.
Well, if he does come out, he'll at least take a bow after that one.
And now Montana State ready to run back the kickoff. That's Anthony Curley, the transfer out of Cisco Junior College. And the Bobcats will put it in play at about the 22-yard line.
Pete, I don't know if you noticed, but that ball went 60 yards in the air. I mean, what a pass, what a bomb. That is the bomb, right?
That is the third longest touchdown in Gator history, that 93-yard play. And now we do have a change at the quarterback spot. John Tatro, who has been in to punt 3 times. He got some starts last year, late in the year. He is a sophomore out of Apple Valley, Minnesota. Throwing on first down and overthrowing Pat Bergman, the intended receiver.
Now, you mentioned earlier, Pete, that their quarterback situation with the Bobcats is a bit uncertain, and this is by design. I'm sure that Earl Solomonson wanted John Tatro to get in, see some action early in the ball game, because with their offense, they are a bit unsettled with their quarterback position as well.
As we understand it, when Tatro's in there, the Gators might look for Montana State to be throwing the ball a little more. Mark Reinhardt almost stepped out of bounds, lost the football as he was hit, but he did step out of bounds. They're going to say that he did step out back on the 29-yard line. There you see the third longest touchdown pass in Gator history. Stacy Simmons adding his name to the record book with that 93-yard bomb.
Montana State features that option offense. That's their bread and butter.
This play being called back, by the way. A penalty marker was dropped right near the line of scrimmage.
They ran the option very well on the last play, but just had a mistake that they were flagged for. Unfortunate.
The holding call goes against the Bobcats and moves the ball all the way back to the 12-yard line. A little over 10 minutes to go in the first half. 17-0, Gators leading it. Second down and 20 yards to go for the first down. Tatro. It's like running into a wall, isn't it?
Jerry Odom, number 57, doing a nice job from inside linebacker. Brad Culpepper in the game right now, number 50. The Gators alternating some personnel on defense to try and keep some fresh bodies on that field.
Over 70,000 here at Florida Field today, and that's unnatural whenever the Gators play. And it's now third down and 20. Tatro handing off to Mark Reinhardt, and the junior from Schofield, Wisconsin, got it back out to about the 20-yard line, and that's all.
Bryn Ellis seeing some action at the inside linebacker position. Made the tackle there. Fourth down for the Bobcats.
Another punt situation. Tatro back to kick.
10 men on the line. They're coming after it. They got it.
And they got it. Gators have blocked it. The ball loose inside the 5-yard line. And another big moment for the Gator defense.
I think I saw Kurt Young, number 2, in there. Yep, Kurt's got the football. I'm not sure if he blocked it, but it looks like he recovered it. Kurt plays cornerback for the Gators. Should see a lot of action this season.
I know Galen Hall said earlier this week that the team has been spending a lot more time this year working on blocking punts, and has just paid its first dividend. The Gators will take over on the 4-yard line.
Jerry Anderson coaches the specialty teams for the Gators, and obviously they were prepared to go after the punt in that situation.
We now have Herbert Perry in at quarterback.
Good field position. How to start?
Nice place to start your first series, inside the 5-yard line. Cedric Smith. Oh, look at that strength. Cedric Smith for the touchdown. He dragged 3 Montana State Bobcats into the end zone with him.
No, that's Willie McGrady, I think, Pete. Is that number 38?
It is McGrady. It is McGrady. My mistake.
Well, Cedric Smith is a very strong fullback, but I don't think anybody in the nation is stronger than McGrady. Look at this kid. This is the ex-nose guard who moved to fullback last year, refuses to go down, and literally carries 3 or 4 of the Bobcats into the orange end zone.
So it's McGrady for the touchdown. And the Gators beginning to roll it up now. It's 23-0. John David Francis will attempt to make it 24.
Herbert Perry's going to come out and say, hey, coach, nothing to this.
There's the kick by Francis. It is good. And with 8:49 remaining in the first half, the Willie McGrady touchdown and the point after by John David Francis has made it 24-0 Gators.
It's Jeep savings time at your nearby Jeep Eagle dealer. Time to save up to $1,950 on select Jeep Comanches. Time to save up to $1,800 on select Jeep Cherokees. Time to get $1,000 cash bonus on Jeep Grand Wagoneer. The savings are ticking away during Jeep savings time. Hurry.
See your Florida Jeep Eagle dealers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the largest Thundercraft sports boat dealer in the United States of America for 3 years in a row, Florida Marine Centers, are having their 1988 Red Tag clearance sale. They must sell all 1988 boats, including VIP, McKeecraft, Larson, Sportcraft, and Sunbird. No reasonable offers will be refused. Florida Marine Centers will sell all 1988s no matter what. The 1988 Red Tag clearance sale only at Florida Marine Centers in Ocala, Gainesville, and Leesburg.
If you have been unemployed for at least 15 out of the last 26 weeks and were available for work during the last 7 days but could not find employment, you may be eligible for the Job Training Partnership Act Dislocated Worker Program. Contact Pat Goss at Job Service of Florida in Gainesville, 336-2245, or come into the office at 315 Southeast 2nd Avenue. Income is not a criteria. Job Service of Florida is your tax-supported, no-fee employment agency. 336-2245.
Another angle on Willie McGrady and the exceptional strength he shows here.
1, 2, 3, 4 Bobcats. Here comes a fifth, and McGrady just refuses to go down. What leg drive that young man has. He's an awesome blocker for Emmitt Smith, and occasionally they will give him the football, especially in close to the end zone, and deservedly so after that performance.
Francis ready for the kickoff. Still 8:49 remaining in the half. It's now a 24-0 Florida lead, and this game now beginning to go the way most people felt it would.
Well, and one reason, too, Pete, is the turnovers, right? 2 block punts and a fumble, and that'll put anybody in trouble.
There's the boot by Francis. Not a very long kick. Taken by Wilkinson at the 15-yard line, and he goes out at the 17. Tim Polk in on that stop. So the Bobcats take over now on their own 18-yard line. Kind of important, Jim, if the Bobcats are to do anything this afternoon, to give the defense a little break here. See if they can pick up a first down.
Oh, I agree. Very important for their offense to establish something occasionally. There's a nice play.
Shahan is back in at quarterback, by the way, and that's Bob Wilkinson, the sophomore fullback out of Kennewick, Washington. Brent Ellis making the stop.
A little shovel pass underneath. If it's not completed, it's simply a incomplete pass rather than a fumble. It's going to deliver the ball underneath. Alabama ran this play when Mike Shula was playing quarterback for the Tide so well. Quarterback drops back and delivers the ball underneath. If the ball is dropped, it's simply an incomplete pass because the ball was going forward.
Gives the Bobcats another first down. And this play goes out to about the 31-yard line. Jerry Odom making the stop for the Gators.
That outside linebacker right now, Pete, for the Gators is number 44, Ephesians Bartley. Can you imagine the problems he had in first grade? Ephesians. said, hello, my name is Ephesians.
They call him Fee. 7:51, the time left in quarter number 2. Shahan hands it off to Grant Spokley. A correction, that's Mark Reinhardt. And John Spirito out of Stone Mountain, Georgia, making the tackle.
Curtis White, the Gator defensive back, got caught inside right there, allowed the Bobcats to get outside. You can never let the running back get outside. Once they get down that sideline, that creates more havoc for the defense. Always try and force those guys back inside so that your teammates can make the tackle. But Bobcats did a nice job getting outside right there.
It'll be 3rd down and about a yard to go for the first down.
Important play for them here to make a first down, but they're not. Are they going to do it? Yes.
Going to be close.
Going to be close.
Shahan kept it. Diving forward. Mark Murray making the stop. And we'll see if he got enough for the first down.
As you mentioned, Pete, important to give their defense a bit of a rest. You know, if they can make another first down and possibly another first down, let the defense get an extra Gatorade before they come back on that field. Offense has got to help out.
None of this is by design, of course, but the shadow from the press box now rests over the Florida bench while the Montana State Bobcats broil over there in that warm sun. It is a first down.
I imagine there was an architect who originally created this beautiful Florida field who thought of that. He said, I'm going to make the east side the home side, and the visitors will be on the west side. I bet there was some thought given to that. What do you think?
I imagine. The new defensive coordinator for Florida, Gary Darnell.
Gary Darnell was an excellent player himself. In the late 60s at Oklahoma State, has had an excellent coaching career, most recently from Wake Forest, where he was the defensive coordinator.
Shahan looking to throw. Fires it long downfield, then took a real hit, but the pass is caught by Pat Bergman inside the 35-yard line. Kurt Young back in the coverage. First down again for the Bobcats.
Bergman did a nice job last season for the Bobcats, and here he shows great maturity in simply coming back for the football, doesn't panic, doesn't worry about the guy that's covering. He's just concentrating on the football, times his jump perfectly, keeps his body between himself and the defender, comes up with a real nice reception.
So it's a first down for the Bobcats on the Florida 33. A little over 7 minutes remaining in the half. Florida leading at 24-0. Tatro back in at quarterback, pitching to Bob Wilkinson. Wilkinson inside the 35 is brought down, a penalty marker as he gets to the 31-yard line. Jerry Odom making the tackle for the Gators.
Again, the Bobcats emphasize that option offense, getting that tailback outside. They got excellent field position for the first time this afternoon. Got a chance to move in and threaten to score.
And we have an injury. It looks like Jerry Odom, who made that last tackle, is down on the field over by the 34-yard line. So the man that made the stop being tended to now, which stops the clock with 6:55 remaining.
Odom, a sophomore from Merritt Island.
Join Sports Channel Florida this fall for Florida's only coverage of the exciting, fast-paced National Hockey League. We'll bring you regular season action, the All-Star Game, and postseason playoffs, including complete coverage of the Stanley Cup Finals. The NHL coming this fall only on Sports Channel Florida, standard equipment for the Florida sports fan.
Now that's a rough game, hockey. Those guys are incredible.
Jerry Odom apparently okay as he heads for the sideline.
That's good news. You don't want to see a kid getting hurt at any time, of course, but especially in the first game of the season when they're all excited about looking forward to the competition that they'll face during the course of the season. To get hurt in the first game is a catastrophe.
The penalty moved the ball back to the 46-yard line. It's first down and 26 yards to go. And the intended receiver,
Mark Reinhardt, number 37.
The pass was overthrown.
A well-designed play, just overthrown a bit, but the screen was there. They invited the defenders in, let the Gators pursue the quarterback, drop the ball out into the flat. Well-designed, but just overthrew the receiver.
Second down and 26.
Looks like the Bobcats are about to waste their best opportunity of the afternoon. They seem to be going backwards in this series instead of moving the chains the other direction.
Tatro Handing off to his fullback, and very little running room there. Brad Culpepper making the stop. Redshirt freshman out of Tallahassee. It'll now be third down and about 23 yards to go for the first down.
Shahan getting hit as he hands the football off. Number 54, Mark Murray, making the hit. His responsibility was a quarterback. He didn't care where the ball was going. He was going to make sure his man didn't have it.
The pass is completed out to the 35-yard line before Joel Grace is finally brought down. He has made several good catches today, Jim.
And Bill Lang's going to make the hit, the strong safety. Grace is an excellent player. Again, as we mentioned, he was a primary receiver for the Bobcats last season, and this afternoon he's caught, I believe, 4 passes to this point.
Now we will have the first field goal attempt of the afternoon for Montana State. Anders Larson, who's been tutored by Jan Stenerud. Not going to get there. So Larson missing on what would have been a 53-yard field goal. That's longer than any field goal he even tried last year. So the Gators get the ball back with 5:26 remaining in the half, and Florida leading it 24-0.
Well, if you're going to get tutored, there's nobody to get tutored by better than Jan Stenerud. I think he only played 19 years in the NFL. He was an incredible performer for the Kansas City Chiefs and later the Green Bay Packers. Of course, he went to Montana State on a skiing scholarship. The coach saw him kicking the football around one day, invited him out for the football team, and the rest was history.
Herbert Perry in at quarterback. Richard Starweski and Charlie Wright seeing their first action at the offensive guard spots. Lomack. Penalty markers down as Lomack is brought down at the 35-yard line.
And a clip on the play. One of the Gator linemen peeling back inadvertently hit one of the Bobcats in the back. They had it well defense. The play didn't have a chance anyway. Wayne Williams to Tony Lomack, who has great speed and ability, but there's the clip. I believe it was, well, I'm not sure who that was coming back on the clip, but the officials saw it, flagged the play, and the Gators are penalized 15.
All the way back to the 15-yard line. There you see the numbers on Herbert Perry, who, believe it or not, even though he only attempted 8 passes, had the most experience of any returning quarterback on this Gator team this year. Kerwin Bell, of course, had the position for 4 years. Now they've re-spotted the ball at the 20-yard line. Handoff is to McGrady, and Willie McGrady, the sophomore out of Palatka, carries it out across the 30-yard line. Mark DiAgostino making the tackle for Montana State.
What do they call the kid that played at Pittsburgh that just went to the New Orleans Saints? Ironhead?
Ironhead?
This looks like Ironhead Jr.
Sure does. Built along the same lines.
My gosh, can you imagine the fear the safety has when he sees that guy coming at him?
Just over 4 minutes remaining in the first half. 24-0 Florida. Second down, 16 to go for the first down. Perry back to throw, and that pass was deflected. Matt Mickelwright got a hand up. So it now becomes third down.
Now the Gators have yet to put together anything with that, any consistency. The big pass play to Stacy Simmons obviously was a pretty play, but they have yet to establish anything of any with any consistency at all with their offense. A bit ragged.
I know Galen Hall won't be happy about that, because he said winning the game is almost secondary to how we look in doing it.
Yeah, they're a bit lethargic on offense right now.
Perry back to throw again. Couldn't find his receiver, so he's going to keep it himself, and he's out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. Kevin Wolf chasing him out. Almost a late hit there. In fact, I think some of the fans here at Florida Field thought there was a late hit.
Well, that's a moral victory for the Montana State Bobcats because they've held Florida prevented them from moving the chains, shut them down in 3 plays.
So now the Gators in punt formation. Hank Roan. Gets the kick away. A good high kick, carrying to about the 35-yard line, where the fair catch is made by Kevin Kerwin. So with 4:13 remaining in this first half, the Bobcats get the ball back one more time. They are down 24-0. The big play of this first half, that 93-yard touchdown pass from Kyle Morris to Stacy Simmons. Just when it looked like the Bobcat defense was going to create a situation where they'd get their best field position of the day. We have yet another quarterback, Rob Kolbaki, in for Montana State. Third quarterback to play, and I believe Florida's recovered the fumble. They have. Another big turnover. And the Gators have it back.
Godfrey Miles, perhaps, number 98, I think, a sophomore from Miami, Carroll City High School, came up with that football. There he is right there. Godfrey Miles. Big turnover for the Gators, giving them tremendous field position. There's the delivery to the fullback. He never got the ball. Never had the ball. Bob
Wilkinson losing it, and the Gators jumping on it. First down at the Montana State 36. And everything out of sync there. Flags are down.
Well, Herbert Perry certainly can't complain about the field position he's had while he's been quarterback in there this afternoon. So often field position determines what you can and cannot do on offense, and Herbert Perry could just about do anything he wanted to with the field position he's had, as versus Kyle Morris. When Morris was in, he didn't have the field position.
An inadvertent whistle there. They waved off any penalty. So the ball stays right where it was at the 36-yard line. Perry handing the ball to Cedric Smith, who's back in there, and he gets it across the 35. Mark DiAgostino, inside linebacker out of Bozeman, Montana, which is where Montana State is located, making the tackle.
You know what's so surprising, I think, this afternoon here in the first half is the University of Florida had a tremendous running game last year. And that's yet to be the case this afternoon. They've not established anything running the football.
Yeah, you think of the plays that have really turned the thing around. It's basically been turnovers by Montana State, giving the Gators good field position. They did have that one long touchdown pass to Stacy Simmons, 93 yards.
Running the ball, they just haven't had the success this afternoon.
Well, maybe this man can give them an answer to that. Emmitt Smith inside the 30. Out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Mark DiAgostino forced him out.
Lynn Amity, the new offensive coordinator that we talked about before, obviously wants to get the ball in Emmitt Smith's hands as much as possible. Here they do so with a quick pitch to the tailback. Let Emmitt get outside. There he turns the corner, gliding around, picks up an extra 3 or 4 yards as he makes the turn around the corner.
First down for the Gators, 3:15 remaining in the first half. Long count by Herbert Perry, and there's a Montana State man who could wait no longer. John Skelton, number 55, jumping for the Bobcats.
Coaches always teach you on defense to anticipate but never guess. That looked like a bad guess right there.
So this one goes against Montana State, moves it down to the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 5. Emmitt Smith up the middle, gets to the 10-yard line, gets to the 5, and gets in for the touchdown. Emmitt Smith from 15 yards away to make it 30-0 Florida.
Pete, that's the running game that was missing that we were talking about. That's the Emmitt Smith of 1987, turning a play designed simply to go up the middle, cuts back to his left at least 2 or 3 times, changing angles. What a tremendous tailback, picking up the touchdown for the Gators. That's the kind of running game they're looking to establish this season.
Now John David Francis on to try the extra point. The kick is good. And with 3:07 remaining in the first half, the Gators have opened up a 31-0 lead over Montana State.
Big Richard Staroweski, number 75 at right guard. Watch him make the block here. A little bit of a double team right there. There's the fullback. I believe that's Cedric Smith making the lead block. We talked about that fullback making the blocks for Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt is in the secondary and then makes the cutback to the end zone. That's a happy face for a kid that gained, what, 1,300 yards last year?
As a freshman.
I think it
finished ninth in the Heisman Trophy balloting as a freshman. There's really no telling how good he can be. The Gators have been plenty good for Montana State to this point. 31-0 with just over 3 minutes remaining in the half. One of the columnists here locally, Jim, had a column the other day urging Galen Hall to try to become one of those teams that scores 100 points in a game, but I don't think Galen wants to show up anybody like that. He said, I'm going to play a lot of people.
No, I don't think there's any indication that that might happen. I think Montana State's played an excellent game, and obviously they're a much smaller school than the University of Florida. Their budget is much smaller in terms of their program. But these kids have a lot of heart, a lot of talent. Sometimes winning and losing isn't completely dependent on the score, as we all know. And there's a lot of winners on that side. We talk about Solemson before being a national championship coach. When he left North Dakota State, he left with a 23-game winning streak. And Montana State, as we'd mentioned, too, had been, I believe, 1984 national champions.
And you know, the interesting thing about that, in 83, they came off a 1-10 year in 83 to become national champions in the 1AA division in 84. So,
boy, what a turnaround that was.
That's quite a turnaround.
And they can do it again. I'm sure that's what the coach is preaching to the kids in the locker room. Hey, guys.
Kolbacki in at quarterback now. The pass intended for Pat Bergman drops incomplete. This will be a very good experience for this Montana State club, playing a team of Florida's caliber. They get back into their own division next week when they play Mesa State, school out of Colorado.
Just for the folks in Florida that are watching the ball game, in the Big Sky Conference is Boise State, Eastern Washington, Idaho, Idaho State, Montana, Montana State, Nevada, Reno, and Northern Michigan and Weber State.
Second down and 10. Kolbacki handing off to Mark Reinhardt. And Brad Culpepper making the stop. The correction, Greg Baldwin making the stop. Boy, Galen's really giving everybody a chance to play here. Gain of about 8 yards makes it third down and 2.
I might have said Northern Michigan. I didn't mean to say that. Northern Arizona in the Big Sky. That'd be a real Big Sky if Northern Michigan was in the Big Sky.
Kolbacki giving it to his fullback, and no running room for Bob Wilkinson at all. Dropped at the 32-yard line. James Spear making the tackle for the Gators. So Rob Kolbacki unable to get the Bobcats going. And John Tatro out to punt again. Stacy Simmons, who scored that 93-yard touchdown, back to receive the kick. Not a good kick. It's loose at the 42-yard line. Bill Lang tried to make the catch on the short kick.
And that's exactly what he should do, Pete. The short safety is up there for exactly that reason, for a poor kick. Make sure he catches the ball in the air. Don't let a poor kick bounce. If you let a poor kick bounce, it might dribble down the field another 10 or 15 yards. and it's hard to make up 10 or 15 yards on that football field.
That was only a 23-yard kick for Tetreault. Kyle Morris back in there at quarterback. First down on the 43-yard line. Morris back to throw. Again, he's got plenty of time, and the pass is complete. Ernie Mills, the sophomore out of Dunellen, Florida, making the reception. First
Gators,
down for the Gators.
Excuse me, Pete. The Gators this afternoon showing some three receiver wide receiver sets. Sometimes they've had four wide receivers in the ball game. Got tremendous speed at the wideout position, and Mills simply makes a cut to the sideline in the zone wide open. Nice delivery by Kyle Morris.
First down for the Gators, 1:28 remaining in the first half. Morris looks downfield. The pass incomplete. It was intended for Terrence Barber.
Offensive line doing a nice job of protecting the quarterback.
He really hasn't had any pressure all afternoon. And there you see the performance thus far by Kyle Morris. Most of the yardage coming on that 93-yard play to Stacy Simmons. But he's completed 60% of his efforts here this afternoon. Back to throw again. Again, plenty of time. Terrence Barber, again, the intended receiver. And again, it's incomplete. Anthony Curley back in the coverage for Montana State.
Terrence Barber from Auburndale, Florida, a sophomore with the Gators this season, wasn't able to play last year, a Proposition 48 ball player. They have high expectations of Barber. He's coming in to the wide receiver core, and they expect him to make a major contribution this season.
Galen Hall feels that the core of receivers this year, the most improved part of the entire ball club from a year ago.
They really had problems last year hanging on to the football, and they need to catch the football more consistently this year if they're going to be a threat in the Southeastern Conference.
That pass complete to McGrady, and McGrady gets it back to about the 40-yard line. Actually a loss of a couple of yards. John Wanego making the stop for Montana State.
Wanego leading the team, I believe, in tackles. He's doing an excellent job at the nose guard position. He sniffed out that screen in a hurry, drifted over to make the tackle. He knew exactly what was going on. He was never fooled on the play.
So it'll be fourth down. Herbert Perry will punt this time. It's a fake. The pass is complete to the 30, down to the 22-yard line. John Spirito on the receiving end from Herbert Perry.
I think that's an option the punter always has if the wide receiver is not covered. If the wide receiver is not covered, he simply is going to throw the ball out to him, and Spirito is wide open. There's no Bobcat within 10 yards of him, so Perry just simply throws the ball out there. Generally in a punting situation, those guys are covered because they want to delay their progress down the field, but in that instance, no one was out there, so they simply threw the ball to him.
And they get enough for the first down. First down on the 23-yard line. Morris back to throw. Just 13 seconds remaining. Morris going to run it now inside the 20. He gets down to about the 17-yard line. Time continues to tick away on the clock. And now the clock stops with 4 seconds left as Florida calls a timeout.
I think that's a dimension that separates Kyle Morris from Herbert Perry, is that Kyle Morris can run very well with the football. He's got, I think, about 4.5, 4.6 speed in the 40. And Herbert Perry is your more classic drop-back quarterback a la Kerwin Bell.
John David Francis has come on the field, so it looks like the Gators will go for a field goal here in the closing seconds of the second quarter. While we have a moment, we'll remind you that Sports Channel Florida continues its lineup of Major League Baseball this week. Sunday at 3, the Yankees face the A's. Monday at 1:30, the Mets travel to Pittsburgh. Monday at 4:30, it'll be the Yankees taking on the Indians. Tuesday night, the Mets face the Pirates at 7. And on Wednesday night, the Twins face the Mariners at 8. Catch all the action right here on Sports Channel Florida, standard equipment for the Florida sports fan. This field goal effort will come from the 24-yard line, a 34-yard attempt by John David Francis. He kicked a 41-yarder in the first quarter. And this kick is also good. So Francis with a 34-yard field goal to make the score 34-0 as quarter number 2 comes to an end. Well, the Gators took a little time to get going in this first half, but they have truly dominated. And at halftime, our score, Florida 34, Montana State nothing.
Montana State doing an excellent job coming in here, playing a powerful team from the Southeastern Conference and representing themselves and their conference very well. Just some bad field position for them and not able to establish much on offense.
34-0 is the score. Florida leading Montana State here at the half, and we'll be back. Pete Van Weer and Jim Yarborough back with you from Florida Field. We're at the half. It is the Florida Gators 34, the Montana State Bobcats nothing. The big play of the first half, Jim, that touchdown pass, 93 yards, Kyle Morris to Stacy Simmons, and that really seemed to get the Gators going. They were a little bit lethargic up to that point.
Well, I think they've really been that way the whole half. Field position has allowed them to put some points on the board, but Montana State has not backed off, and the Gators have looked rather lethargic all afternoon. Emmitt Smith broke a nice running play, but yet they've yet to really establish a running game. And that one big play to Stacy Simmons was the highlight of the first half for the Gators.
We'll be talking more football a little bit later, but right now let's take a look at what else is going on here at the University of Florida.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime.
This is the University of Florida today.
Follow the tradition of the New York Yankees.
Out in the community, people are reacting very positively to Wednesday's Hero, whether it be an inspiring story or it's inspired them to do something similar, or whether it's been just to see somebody that's doing something great and grand for this area. I am looking forward to meeting and profiling all the people in this area that make this community click, that make this community so attractive and make it one of the best in Florida.
The BMW 7 Series. It brings new blood to a class of automobile that can certainly benefit from it.
Our forefathers fought for the right. Our grandfathers fought to keep the right. Our fathers fought to ensure the right. Many of our generation fought and died with the right. Now it's your turn. Turn out and vote. It's your right. Make a stand. Stand up and vote.
We are at halftime here at Florida Field. The Gators leading the Montana State Bobcats 34-0. And joining us here at halftime, the president of the University of Florida, Marshall Kreiser. A very happy day for everybody around Florida, and I know a very happy time for you because this school has made such great strides under your leadership. 35,000 students strong, and I understand you're particularly proud of the incoming group of freshmen, over 3,000 of them.
Well, we really are. This freshman class has the highest credentials of any class ever entered this university, any class ever entered in the state of Florida. They have an average SAT score of about 1,125 and an average high school grade point average of about 3.5.
That's over 200 points higher than the national average, and it shows the quality of student that comes to the University of Florida.
I know one of the measures of success for any university is its ability to acquire federal funding, and by being successful in that, that's quite a tribute to the faculty, because without the faculty, the federal funds don't come in quite so readily.
Well, absolutely. Money doesn't come, sponsored research money doesn't come to a university. It comes to individual members of the faculty who make proposals in a very competitive atmosphere. Our federal funding has increased every year. Our total sponsored research funding has increased every year, which speaks to the improving quality of the faculty and their success in competitive grant allocations.
And the private funding, I understand, is going along very well, and a big project kicking off this fall.
Not far down the road now, on September 30th and October 1st, we're going to kick off our $250 million capital campaign. This university's never had a capital campaign in its history. The great public universities in this country, without exception, have been successful over the years in raising private money to supplement state money. So we're going to have a capital campaign. I believe we can be successful with it because this university is supported throughout the state. We have alumni, we have friends, we have people that believe in the university, and we're going to kick off, and I believe we'll have a successful campaign over the next few years.
One final question. We talked a little bit about the incoming freshmen, but the program here at Florida really encompasses everything, all the way from the undergraduates to the graduates who are doing research work and working on master's and doctorate degrees here. Everything seems to mesh very well here at the university.
Well, we hope it meshes. This university had established its reputation as a graduate research university. That was certified too when we became a member of the Association of American Universities in 1985. 4 years ago, we decided that we had to undergird that graduate program with a stronger undergraduate program. We put in place what we call the 1,500 plan, where we actually reduced enrollment by 1,500, but are funded as if those students were here. In addition to that, we asked the legislature and received special funding for undergraduate education. So we think that the undergraduate program is now of the quality of the graduate program, and that's what we have to be. We have to provide to the people of Florida strong educational opportunity in the state of Florida. They don't have to go out of the state anymore like they used to. The very best education possible, both at the undergraduate and the graduate level.
Well, Marshall, congratulations on the work you've done here at the University of Florida. Keep it up, and thanks for stopping by and chatting with us.
Let me come by. Enjoyed it.
Our thanks to Marshall Kreiser, and we'll be back here at Florida Field in just a moment.
There have been many young kings throughout history, but none younger than the newborn baby king penguins, now at the Penguin Encounter, only at SeaWorld. She's 12 feet long and 1,600 pounds. See baby Shamu before she grows up, only at SeaWorld.
Hey, Gator fans, Albert the Alligator here to say the new official University of Florida license tags are on sale now at your local tag office. There's one for every Florida university, and you don't have to wait till your old tag expires. $25 will go to improve academic programs at your school. Now, here's a fan that needs one.
Thanks, Albert. I already have one. Gator fans, you've got to get one, too.
Sports Channel Florida is your ticket to the most University of Florida events. During the year, you'll see all the action of Gator football, basketball, and baseball. Plus, Sports Channel will bring you the best of Gator swimming, tennis, and gymnastics, coverage you can't see anywhere else. You won't want to miss any of the exciting Gator action on Sports Channel Florida, standard equipment for the Florida sports fan.
Well, the third quarter just around the corner here at Florida Field. It's 34-0. The Gators leading Montana State. And, Jim, about the kind of game I guess everybody expected.
That's right, Pete. The University of Florida looking rather lethargic out there this afternoon. And, excuse me, I lost my earplug here. Montana State doing a nice job controlling a lot of the action at the line of scrimmage. Obviously, they're outclassed to the extent they're not a Division I program, but they've come out here with a lot of heart and a lot of fight this afternoon. Now we're going to take a, excuse me, Pete, we're going to look at Stacy Simmons' touchdown here in a second. Kyle Morris, I believe, throwing 97 yards, number 3 in the school history, I think, in terms of distance. Stacy Simmons having tremendous speed. Was on the track team here at the University of Florida, simply outruns the secondary. Stacy Simmons, a tremendous talent for the University of Florida. They're looking for some great things from him this season at the University of Florida.
And that was certainly the big play of the first half, but there were some other big plays in that first half as well.
Right. Emmitt Smith, of course, is the bread and butter player for the University of Florida, and they need him to be able to contribute with that running game, and the University of Florida needs to get that running game going.
Okay, it's 34-0. The Gators leading Montana State here at the half. We'll be back with third quarter action right after this.
Go behind the scenes of Gator football each week on Florida Football Highlights with Galen Hall. Sundays at noon, right here on TV 20. Tuned to you.
Get into our jeans. Get into our jeans.
And you'll get into our price for your favorite jeans at The Rancher. The Rancher at 4821 Northwest 6th Street's large inventory of Levi, Lee, Wrangler, Male and South jeans assures you of finding your favorite jeans. We cover everyone from children to adults. When you think jeans, think Rancher, where 441 and 6th Street meet.
Get into our jeans.
Information about asthma, emphysema, and other lung diseases is right at your fingertips. Call the specially trained nurse at Lungline, a free telephone service of the National Jewish Center for Immunology and Respiratory Medicine in Denver. That's toll-free, 1-800-222-LUNG.
Third quarter about to begin. The Gators leading the Bobcats 34-0. What do you look for, Jim, in the second half? You think we'll see a lot more people in there for the Gators?
Well, there's a lot of decisions that have to be made by the Gator coaching staff relative to who's going to start at certain positions as the Southeastern Conference battle is kicked off next Saturday in Jackson against the University of Mississippi. So there's going to, you know, they say in sports and football that films don't lie. So these players know that regardless of the score, the coaches are going to be running back these plays consistently next week. So everybody's got to give the maximum effort. And if you want to win the job, then you're going to have to win it on every play.
We'll take a look now at some of the numbers from the first half, and as you see, the Gators dominated virtually in every category. 263 total yards to 112. The turnover is a big part of that first half. Montana State coughing the ball up 4 times.
The Gators' numbers are more impressive than Montana State, but they really haven't piled up big numbers. I mean, you know, a lot of people look at this ball game and think that University of Florida could dominate Montana State. As we look at Earl Solomson, who we've talked about before, has a winning tradition. Montana State has a winning tradition. They had a tough time last year, but he's going to turn the program around.
Montana State people very confident in Earl Solomson, and this is really the first year where he's been a part of the recruiting process, and he has a lot of fine young players who he expects to do some big things for the Bobcats in the future. They try a little squib kick there, and Willie McGrady may not be the right guy to have in mind when you squib a kick. He's liable to break one on you, but he gets it out to about the 40-yard line.
I think he's more likely to break a back or break a bone than break for big yardage. He's going to hurt somebody, we think.
He is a truck, isn't he? So the Gators put it in play just shy of their own 40-yard line. And they'll begin quarter number 3 with a lot of the starters still out there, including quarterback Kyle Morris.
Big David Williams, All-American prospect at offensive left tackle.
Morris handing the ball to Emmitt Smith as the third quarter begins. He gets it up to about the 49-yard line. John Wanego, who's done a good job on defense. Sometimes numbers do lie a little bit, Jim. You look at that score, 34-0, and you think nobody on that Montana State team was doing much defensively. That has not been the case. Wanego had a good first half.
Oh, I think the defense has a lot to be proud of. They just had terrible field position, but they fought the battle at the line of scrimmage on every play. The Gators have yet to dominate any segment of this game, really, except for the score.
Second down and 6. Emmitt Smith, the ball carrier again, gets across midfield, still on his feet down to the 41-yard line before Kevin Kerwin tripped him up. It's a first down for the Gators.
And a big block by Cedric Smith. The fullback, the lead blocker, so critical to this play. They're going to give the ball to the tailback, but watch Cedric Smith, the tailback, number 39. He's going to hit the linebacker. You see him make that block on number 55, John Skelton. Cedric Smith was responsible for breaking Emmitt Smith right there. You get Emmitt Smith in the secondary, and no telling what might happen after that.
First down on the Montana State 42. Third quarter just underway. Now Cedric Smith gets a chance to run the ball himself and carries it inside the 35-yard line.
This is a little bit more what we expected to see earlier in the ball game. University of Florida had a very strong running attack last year, but it really didn't develop in the first half. Here, the first series, they come out and run the ball very well. Maybe in the locker room, the coaches mentioned that very thing. They were saying, hey, we're embarrassed. We didn't really get our running game going. Let's get out there and knock some people off the line of scrimmage.
Second down and about 4 yards to go for the first down. Emmitt Smith eludes one tackler, eludes another, and goes down the sideline, tripped up finally just inside the 20-yard line. Steve Perkins finally tripped him up.
Pat Dringman, the outside linebacker, number 25, is going to get a shot at Emmitt. Watch Dringman, number 25, he's going to get a shot at Emmitt. Emmitt simply bounces off. That's that intangible that kid has. You hit him up top, you don't hit him around the legs, and he's going to keep powering those legs and move down the field.
Dringman starting this week in place of Rob Hatch, who normally starts at that outside linebacker position for Montana State. He's got a sprained foot. Did not make the trip, stayed back in Bozeman. Emmitt Smith again. And again, you see his tackle breaking ability. He got away from one man there, wasn't able to get very far. In fact, he lost a yard on the play.
Kevin Sills in there at offensive guard. Big David Williams, we mentioned number 73, the All-American prospect.
Kevin Wolf was the man that finally brought down Emmitt Smith there for a loss of about 1.
Tracy Daniels, number 63 at center. Hassam Ismail, freshman, number 77, offensive guard. And Big John Durden, 72, at offensive right tackle for the Gators right now.
Morris fakes the handoff, back to throw, fires it up the middle, and completes it to Mark McGriff, the tight end. It's another first down for the Gators inside the 5-yard line. Kevin Kerwin finally making the tackle.
Well, I know as an old tight end, your eyeballs light up when that quarterback says bootleg in the huddle, and that's exactly what that was. You got a great chance at catching the football because all the flow goes one way and the quarterback rolls the other. And the defensive secondary is flowing towards the direction the backs are going in, and the tight end is running in the opposite direction. And right there was the perfect example of the bootleg working successfully.
Harvey Thomas and Kirk Kirkpatrick have checked in. A running situation here. First and goal from about the 3-yard line. And Emmitt Smith is in for the touchdown. That was more like what Galen Hall's been looking for all afternoon, a sustained drive that ends up with Emmitt Smith going over from 3 yards out.
Absolutely right. They sustained very little in the running game in the first half. There was hardly any consistency to what they were doing. I'm sure the coaches feel a lot better now that they got that drive under their belt.
So that makes it 40-0 as you take another look at Emmitt Smith going in for the second time this afternoon.
There's the fullback. Look at the big block by John Durden right there. The right tackle clearing the way.
Francis on for the extra point. And it is good. So with 11:59 remaining in quarter number 3, the Gators have opened up a 41-0 lead over Montana State.
This was the scene last January.
She tried to hit me. She tried to kick me. That's not true.
Small claims too big to ignore. The People's Court.
The People's Court, weekdays at 5:30 on TV 20. Some things in life will always be classic. Get the picture? You will. Tune in Sundays at 4 for the greatest movie classics, only on TV 20. Tuned to you.
A roaming pet faces many dangers, from cars
cars, people, poisons in small bones, and other animals. So keep your pets within petting distance, indoors, fenced in, or on a leash. Keeping your pets safe is the best way to show your love. A message from the American Humane Association.
Powering into the end zone, a lot of help by this offensive line. Emmett will probably see more duty on the bench as we progress into the second half. They can't afford to get him hurt, but I'm sure they'd like to see him get his 100 yards.
Let's go down to the field now. Larry Vitale.
Well, Pete, we checked with the trainers for Montana State coming into this second half of the ball game, and they said the players really don't have any complaints. The weather's not bothering them all that much. He didn't say the same thing about the Gator players. They seem to be bothering them a little bit more than the weather to this point.
The weather has been somewhat cooperative. They play in the shade now a little bit. 69,121 fans on hand here with 11:59 remaining third quarter. It's 41-0. Francis ready for the kickoff. Reinhardt won't get very far. Only to about the 13-yard line. Brent Ellis making the stop for the Gators.
Pete talking about that 69,000 number for the crowd this afternoon. I understand the Big Sky Conference average attendance is around 13,000. So I'm sure it's a big thrill for a lot of these kids from Montana State to come down to a Southeastern Conference school, play in front of a big crowd, and it's something they'll remember for the rest of their lives. And they're going to do the best that they can, obviously, on the field in the second half. But in terms of the stadium, it's a big thrill for these kids, I'm sure.
And they travel down here a little bit earlier than they normally would on a road game weekend. Shahan completing the pass. Joey Nicoletto making the tackle on Joel Grace. But normally a team for a Saturday game would come in on Friday afternoon. Montana State flew down to Florida on Wednesday to give them a couple of days to work out under the different climate.
Plus, that's a long flight, yeah. I would imagine. I don't imagine they had a chartered flight, and that's a long way to go. You're almost on the Canadian border.
I met some of the fans that came here from up in Montana as we look at this second down play. It's going to be a first down for Montana State. Tony McCoy making the tackle after a pickup of about 3 yards. The ball carrier. First down for Montana State, but some of those fans to get here, they had to go from Montana to Salt Lake City, change planes, go from Salt Lake to Dallas, change planes, and then on to Orlando.
You mean they didn't have to go to Atlanta? That's a world record. I didn't know you could get to Florida without going through
the only place you can get from to Florida without having to go through Atlanta. Shahan back to pass on first down, firing it long downfield, and it's going to be incomplete.
You know, we talked
about Oliver back in the coverage.
Excuse me, Pete. We did talk about Lewis Oliver in our pregame comments, and we've not had a chance to talk about him that much. But this kid is an obvious #1 draft choice next year. Maybe the top 3 or 4 players that will be taken in the draft. He's got tremendous speed, 4.3, 4.4 in the 40. He's tall and strong, and just got all the qualities. He's mean, which you love your safety to have that kind of demeanor. Anybody on defense better be a little mean.
And he kind of plays a center field position on defense, and I think one of the reasons we haven't mentioned him too much today is because not many plays have taken Montana State out into his territory. Mark Reinhardt, the ball carrier, Owen Bartriff making the tackle for the Gators.
That's exactly true. He's made some great plays for the University of Florida when they were in some critical battles, and someone did break loose in the secondary. It's going to be one terrific ball player that can get by Lewis Oliver.
It is third down and 6. The ball at the Montana State 33. Gators leading at 41-0 with just over 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Sean Shahan. He's done most of the playing at quarterback. We'll remember that visit from Trace Armstrong, the transfer from Arizona State.
Trace Armstrong made a good impression the first day he was here, the first practice he attended. Rex Norris, who coaches a defensive line, just had all good things to say about Trace Armstrong. You know, when a kid comes into a program and the other kids really don't know him, don't know much about him, but he established immediate credibility with his teammates.
I'll tell you one thing he does is give Florida one of the best defensive lines of any team in the country with Jeff Roth and Rondi Weston. Stacy Simmons, the fair catch back at the 39-yard line on the John Tatro putt. And with 9:25 remaining in quarter number 3, 41-0 Gators is your score.
Well, I agree with your comment about the strength of the down linemen on defense for the University of Florida. I think Auburn probably has the strongest defensive line in the Southeastern Conference, but Florida's kids can line up with them, I believe. Jeff Roth, Rondi Weston, Trace Armstrong, all seniors, all 5-year players.
Kyle Morris in there again at quarterback on first down for the Gators. Kirkpatrick on the receiving end of that pass takes him out to the 49-yard line. Galen Hall was not expecting a difficult game today. He knew this Montana State team was not the kind of club that he had to worry about too much, and he was very firm all week long in saying the most important thing is for the team to play well, to look good, to build some confidence for next week's meeting with Mississippi.
Well, Galen looks good himself. He's wearing a tie out there this afternoon. I don't remember seeing him wearing a tie on the sidelines. He's
second down and 1. Morris.
Oh!
And is it intercepted or was it a dead ball?
Intercepted.
It is intercepted.
No, or is it? Yes, they're giving it to Montana State.
Pat Dringman, the man over there, number 25. And
here we look at the play. Kyle Morris is going to hit Wayne Williams, his tailback, simply hooking up in the short zone right there, but the ball does hit the ground before Dringman can get his hands under it, so it looks like a good call.
Just goes as an incompletion. It'll be third down and 1. And now a timeout's being called by Montana State. Somebody has an equipment problem. So Montana State has to take a timeout. One of the helmets on one of the players looks like Mark DiAgostino's helmet's giving him some problems. So we'll have more after a word from our sponsors and another great moment in Gator football presented by Sports Channel Florida. The 1984 Gators entered the fourth quarter against arch rival Georgia, leading by 17 points, but still looking for a knockout blow.
There, Nattiel's got it. He's going all the way for a touchdown for the Gators. Oh.
I take a look at all of the maps that have come down, the forecasts that we get from the National Weather Service, what the meteorologists basically for the Weather Service think it's going to do. Take a look at the maps, how they think it's going to play in our weather forecasting. Call up some current satellite maps, and then start saying, okay, what are the conditions? What will be the conditions in the future, the way the Weather Service sees it, the way I see it, and how is that going to translate into the weather forecast? And I begin work from there.
Warm water, a sound wave, the most modern medical technology, tools of progress that help us lead healthier lives. One such tool, the lithotripter at Alachua General Hospital. It can eliminate kidney stones without surgery. A skillfully trained urologist, a comforting word. Tools of compassion behind tools of progress. The place to find both at the Kidney Stone Treatment Program at Alachua General Hospital.
Remaining in the third quarter, Pete Van Weren, Jim Yarborough back with you from Florida Field, where it's 41-0 Gators. They have a third down, a yard to go for the first down. Kyle Morris, who has done most of the playing at quarterback, handing off to McGrady, and he has got the first down as he gets it across the 50 to about the 48. We want to remind you to join Sports Channel Florida for Miami Hurricane football. Sunday, September 25th at 7 p.m. The Hurricanes face the Wisconsin Badgers. You can catch all the action right here on Sports Channel Florida. Standard equipment for the Florida sports fan. First down for the Gators. McGrady, the ball carrier again. And he'll get it down to about the 46-yard line. Mark DiAgostino making the tackle for Montana State, helped out by Kevin Kerwin.
Second team offensive line in the game now, Pete. Brad Hatcher, big tackle from Perry at the left tackle position. Charlie Wright, 79. Chris Bromley, the sophomore at center. Big Richard Staroweski, 6', 271 at the right guard position. And Jason McClellan, who weighs over 300 pounds, is now playing right tackle, number 74.
They list him at 310, I believe.
Is that conservative or what?
Could be, could be.
You know, he's got Jeff Zimmerman's old number. Zimmerman weighed about 320, so they must have been, that was the only jersey.
Still some room to grow then.
Yeah.
Morris back for the pass, and it's complete inside the 35-yard line. John Skelton making the stop. Wayne Williams on the receiving end.
Kyle Morris getting more confidence as we progress into the second half. Plenty of protection with the passing game right there. Wayne Williams, the tailback, making a nice move after he's caught the football.
It's another first down for the Gators on the Montana State 32. Morris fakes the handoff. Can't find an open man. Now he's running for the sideline, and he gets to about the 30-yard line before he's brought down. Bob Kimball making the stop from the strong safety position.
Big block by tight end Harvey Thomas, peeling back to protect his quarterback. Those are kind of the shots that you dream about. Peeling back on a defender who doesn't see you coming. Big hit by the tight end, Harvey Thomas.
So it'll be second down and about 7 yards to go for the first down. The ball just inside the 29. McGrady down to the 26-yard line. It'll be third down and about 4. We've talked about how the heat has been affecting the Montana State players. How about the Gator players on this warm afternoon, Larry Vittel?
Well, Pete, right there we've got a couple of them. Godfrey Miles, number 98, Tim Paulk, number 99. They were high school teammates at Carroll City in Miami 2 years ago. Now they're Gator teammates, both of them having problems with cramps, probably due to dehydration. That's normally a cause. So while the boys from Montana are hanging in there, a couple of Gators getting a break right now.
Okay, thank you, Larry. Third down. Morris pitching to Williams. Williams inside the 20. Penalty markers are down. Williams goes out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Kevin Kerwin forced him out there, but we've got a penalty marker back at about the 22. And a clip is going to be called against the Gators.
Well, unfortunate bad break for the Gators right there, running the option. Willie Sneed making a really fine block, number 9, the wide receiver, but evidently someone was clipping. Here comes the option. Wayne Williams in the wide open. There it was. Sneed, the good block was a good clip.
And the referees don't miss a thing down there, do they? It'll come all the way back to the 38-yard line. So it remains third down. Third and about 15. Four wide receivers in there now for the Gators on third and long. Morris back to throw. Again, he has good protection. And a beautiful catch by Tony Lomack. Lomack inside the 10-yard line. First down, Gators. John Skelton finally brought him down.
Tony Lomack, Pete, was a great running back at Tallahassee Leon High School. He knows what to do when he gets that football. Somehow he comes up with this catch. Herbert Perry threads the needle. 3 wide receivers in one area. Tony Lomack cuts to the sideline. This is a flood route. 3 wide receivers in one area. Lomack comes up with the catch. Now watch him run. He's an exciting athlete in the open field.
First and goal on the 9-yard line. Williams gets inside the 5, down to the 4. Penalty markers are thrown. Mark DiAgostino making the tackle along with Kevin Kerwin. And a flag back at the 10-yard line. This is going to be a hold against the Gators. And here's just what you were talking about, Jim. Lomack, after catching the pass, we'll take another look.
That's right, Pete. Again, a great career in high school as a running back. He moves to wide receiver with the University of Florida. Makes a little jingle, a little jangle here. Picks up, what, an additional 5 yards with tremendous athletic ability.
Well, penalties right now hurting this Gator drive. The ball moved back to the 19, where it's still first down and goal to go. And now timeouts being taken by the Gators. Kyle Morris calling it, stopping the clock with 4:14 to go in quarter number 3. And Florida leading it by a comfortable 41-0 margin. We'll be back to Florida Field for more Florida football right after this.
These vinyl granules are the start of an extraordinary Armstrong process that results in a floor unlike any other. Designer Solarium. Its color isn't just printed on. That's for ordinary floors. This is the depth, richness, and lasting beauty of Designer Solarium, the only no-wax floor with a uniquely crafted look of inlaid color.
I always knew it was something special.
Armstrong, so nice to come home to.
Albert the Alligator here to tell you about balancing your diet. I like snacking on Seminoles and occasionally enjoy a bite of Bulldog, but neither are very nutritious, and that's why I drink milk. Milk is essential. It gives you calcium for strong bones and dazzling teeth like mine, and protein for strong muscles. So next time you're looking for a rejuvenating beverage, look no further. Take Albert's advice and drink milk.
Dairy Farmers Incorporated, producers of real Florida fresh milk.
Sports Channel Florida is your ticket to the most University of Florida events. During the year, you'll see all the action of Gator football, basketball, and baseball. Plus, Sports Channel will bring you the best of Gator swimming, tennis, and gymnastics. Coverage you can't see anywhere else. You won't want to miss any of the exciting Gator action on Sports Channel Florida. Standard equipment for the Florida sports fan.
You see Kyle Morris on the sideline. He's been the quarterback most of the afternoon for the Gators, and I guess that's a pretty good indication, Jim, that when conference play begins next week, you're looking at the man that'll be starting at the quarterback position.
Well, I think you're right, but I would imagine Herbert Perry will see a lot of action in the fourth quarter. But I think that's the accurate observation. I think Kyle Morris looks like the starting quarterback for the Gators at this point.
First and goal at the 19-yard line. McGrady and Emmett Smith are the backs behind Kyle Morris. Morris firing deep to the end zone, and it is intercepted. Anthony Curley, who's only 5'8", 165 pounds.
I think this play took a little bit too long to develop, and the secondary was able to react in time to cover Willie Snead, who was cutting across the end zone.